steaming pile of nonsense I have seen, junk science nonsense I have seen since I've been paying attention to steaming piles of junk science nonsense. I cannot believe that given the mountain size, huge amount of evidence against global warming that exists right now, 37,000 scientists signing on to a petition saying, this isn't happening, you people are crazy. Totally ignored. Proof that the global warming alarmists themselves admit they are missing 50% of their data in the computer models doesn't even get reported in the media. Doesn't even get reported. We're on a cooling trajectory globally. A global cooling doesn't get reported in the media. Antarctic ice increasing doesn't get reported in the media. Polar bears, the endangered polar bears. 25,000 polar bears. There were only 10,000 polar bears 15 years ago. I don't know how climate change is killing them, and they're still breeding like polar bears, but they're everywhere. This is a bunch of hooey. It has taken on a religious component at this point. It's not science. Don't let anybody tell you it is science. It is nonsense science. And they're selling this crap just to make us more dependent on the government. This is what makes me mad. Every single sector of our lives will be impacted by Jim Doyle's global warming task force. So that some global warming task force cop can monitor whether or not my cell phone's emitting too much carbon dioxide. It makes me want to belch in somebody's face. This is ridiculous. They want to be in your car, in your kitchen, in your bedroom, in your bathroom, while you're watching a DVD, when you turn on your television, when you pick up the telephone. Every single aspect of your life depends on what? Energy. Affordable energy. Our prosperity depends on access to affordable energy. They want to make energy expensive. They don't want us to have access to affordable energy. What do you suppose that means for us? What do you suppose their real ulterior motives are? They want to turn the middle class into a welfare class. They want the entirety of the United States population, every taxpayer, begging the government for a little bit of money from their paycheck. Total command and control. What did Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, and Pope John Paul II leave on the ash heap of history? We thought we left that nonsensical failed system on the ash heap of history. We didn't, people. It just comes at us from different angles. This is not a way to save the planet. The planet's going to be fine. I'll quote George Carlin. The planet is big enough to take care of itself. This isn't about saving the planet. This is about more dependency of you on the government. That's the kind of stuff you got to tell people and explain it to them and make it make sense. It is getting to the point where everything under the sun has been connected to global warming. Just for fun, last week I decided to look up on Google something, anything, pick something out of the air. Is it connected to global warming? So I picked out of the air herpes. Herpes connected to global warming. You say, no, Vicki, even the craziest liberal can't connect herpes to global warming. But you'd be wrong. Here's how it happens. You see, the coral reefs have these microbes that protect the coral reefs. When the temperature of the water warms due to the excess of carbon dioxide we are emitting into the atmosphere, those microbes die. When swimmers, divers, and snorkelers go by the coral reefs, and since 1 out of 4 people in the world carry the herpes virus, the herpes virus can actually help to kill off the coral reefs. Therefore, global warming is connected to herpes. Rabies, it's connected to rabies. This is stupid. You see what I'm saying? None of it makes sense. It's at the point now where we have people who are so gullible and so ignorant that they would buy somebody's argument that global warming is connected to herpes, that global warming is connected to rabies. Come on, folks. Does that pass the sniff test? Does that not peg every American's BS meter? It should. And yet we've got these young people walking like robots and zombies saying, did you hear that global warming causes deaths of coral reefs because of herpes viruses coming out of the backsides of humans when they swim by the coral reefs? Wow, you're kidding me. That's amazing. We've got to do something to save the coral reefs. They believe it. Just the other day on my radio show, somebody had sent me an email with a link to a show from Showtime, a Penn and Teller show. I can't say the name of it because it's profane, but the name of the show is abbreviated with the letters B and S. And on that show, they sent a beautiful young girl out to an environmental festival with a clipboard. And they walked around to these enviros as they were talking about growing organic, buying local, eating organic, rocks and sticks for breakfast. We all have to be vegan, save the planet, walk, bike, no driving, public transportation, the whole 9 yards of environmental crap. They send this beautiful girl out with her clipboard to walk up to people and say, would you sign a petition to ban dihydrogen monoxide, which is water? Dihydrogen monoxide is used in nuclear facilities. It's used in the development of styrofoam. They use it to build cars. It causes excessive urination. It causes excessive sweating. People are like, oh my God, yes! Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Not a soul didn't sign that petition to ban water. These are the people who are making environmental policy in the United States. They barely have a pulse. I'm not sure there's brainwave activity going on in those brains. By the way, they're all in college. This is our future, people. You are the ones who have to go out and spread this message. Don't just roll your eyes. It is literally the difference between us being able to access the American dream and not accessing the American dream based on something that some bong hit smoking frat boy is thinking about because some idiot girl told him that this is the way he's supposed to believe, and her authority is the alpha and the omega himself, Al Gore. This is the logic that is creating the conditions where we potentially are going to pay $5,000 more a year just to flip on the light switch. Tell them where to stick that. Annoy them. Annoy them. Call up Congress critters' offices. Annoy them. They tell you what they think of your ideas. They blow you off. Pick up the phone and call back. Fax, call, write letters, you name it. The Comprehensive Immigration Reform Bill was a monster nobody thought could be killed until the Senate offices were blanketed in dead trees. Paper after paper, fax after fax, phone call after phone call. Senate phone lines melted down because people decided if they're not going to listen to me, I'm going to irritate them. At the very least, I'm going to irritate them. Pick up the phone, call Herb Kohl. Herb Kohl doesn't want to drill. Herb Kohl doesn't want cheap gas. Herb Kohl thinks that we can somehow power the global economy on solar, wind, and battery technology. Russ Feingold's the same way. Call his office. Call Ron Kine. Tammy Baldwin, another one. I know she's not your girl. She's crazy. You got to call her as well. She just sent a constituent a letter saying that she doesn't think we should drill for more oil. She thinks she's probably somebody who believes global warming causes herpes. Or not actually causes herpes, causes coral deaths to coral reefs to get herpes. These people are either not thinking it through or they want to assume that you are not going to have the guts to keep fighting on this. They think they can wear you out because they've got more power. They've got the power of the taxpayers' money behind them. Show them they're wrong. Every day, pick up the phone, email, write letters, call, irritate them, make them hate the constituency. I'm serious, they hate it already, but make them admit it. Make them at the very least recognize we exist and we have a right. We have a right to access in the land of the free and the home of the brave, an American dream if we so choose. That is my message to you. You cannot let this one slide. You got good people like Congressman Jim Sensenbrenner on your side. There are great people like Congressman Paul Ryan on your side, but there are so many people who would just as soon see you drop to your knees and beg for scraps from your government. Call them up and say, Ronald Reagan already left that failed idea on the ash heap of history. Could you please not mess with it? Just leave it where it belongs. Dead and buried once and for all. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for coming.
Isn't she great? It's one of the reasons we gave her the Defender of the American Dream Award earlier this year.